Ryan, coming to you from the EHS Management Forum in Tucson. Standing here with Eric Henry, president of TS Designs out of Burlington, North Carolina. Eric, can you tell us a little bit about TS Designs? You have a very fascinating story about being dirt to shirt in 750 miles. What does that mean, and how did you guys get there?
Well, I've been in the textile business, or t-shirt business, since 1977. I got started when I was in college, and we basically grew a business printing t-shirts for the brands, Tommy, Nike, Gap, Polo. And our big transition, epiphany, whatever you want to call it, happened in 1994 with a thing called NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. At that time, we had built a company of well over 100 employees, a very successful business in Burlington, North Carolina. And then when that NAFTA became law, all those companies moved overseas. So we struggled for a few years of what we're going to do as a business, and we wanted to stay in textiles, we wanted to stay in North Carolina, but at that time there wasn't really a business model that supported us, because the push at that time was to move your manufacturing overseas to lower cost. So in the mid-90s we changed the mission of our company to a triple bottom line mission of being a successful company while simultaneously looking after people, profit, and planet. Triple bottom line. So that's what drives our business. That's what's been driving our business since the late 90s. When we fast forward to today, 90% of the t-shirts that we produce are made in the U.S., 70% are made in North Carolina, which gets us to our latest brand, which is called Cotton of Carolina, as I talked about today. This is a brand that we're getting ready to start our 4th year, and we actually go all the way back to the cotton farmer in North Carolina to buy the raw cotton. And we say take it dirt to shirt in 700 miles, all in North Carolina. And we also do it in a completely transparent business model where the consumer, when they get one of our t-shirts, they can connect directly with anybody in the supply chain, from the farmer all the way to TS Designs.
How do they connect with those folks in the supply chain?
What we do is, ever since we launched the brand Cotton of Carolinas, we have some mechanism on our shirt. The first year we printed it, the second year was, or second, third year, it was a patch. But essentially we put the year in which the cotton was harvested on the t-shirt. So the consumer can go to a website called cottonofcarolinas.com. They put in their harvest year, and then they see their whole supply chain. And then they see, again, Ronnie the farmer to myself at TS Designs, and we give them the information of the image of the farmer, their email address, their phone number. We can give you their physical address. You can go visit the people in our supply chain.
Beyond the environment, what benefits does working with local, North Carolina cotton farmers provide to your company?
Well, and that's my big, I guess, soapbox I'm on these days, is that North Carolina is the 3rd largest grower of cotton in the U.S. Unfortunately, we take about 80% of that cotton after it's been produced in the yarn, and we ship it overseas. We ship it overseas because people will produce our apparel product for $2 an hour or less. Well, when they ship it back to the U.S., what's cheap if you don't have a job? So what we want to do with Cotton of Carolina is it impacts 700 jobs in North Carolina. So what we want to do is keep that great resource of cotton in our state, because usually when I still look around, people are going to be wearing clothes for a while. So we need to be making some of those clothes in North Carolina and give people jobs.
And that's the missing connection, I guess, between jobs and the environment, which you're talking about.
Yeah, and I think the missing piece is we get that distraction of price in there. We're so focused on price, we're not asking the question, what's the real cost of price? And in this case, what we're doing, we're outsourcing those people to make our apparel overseas at a much lower cost. But as I said earlier, what difference does it make if they're saving money if you don't have a job? So, we want to keep that cotton in North Carolina and give people job opportunities.
The other thing that I thought was really interesting about your talk today was that you sort of emphasized the importance that consumers, companies, and the government have to play in solving the challenges economically and environmentally in the coming years.
Yeah, that's one thing I talk about a lot, is that every day of our life we go out and make a purchase. It can be a cup of coffee, a tank of gas, a new blouse, a new dress, or something like that. And one thing I've come to realize over the last few years in talking to a lot of people is that when you ask them about the purchases they make, and you ask them where they make it, so a lot of times I'll ask them, where did that shirt that you have on, do they come from? They don't have a clue. They never looked at the label. So we're out there making purchases in the economy, and we're never asking what are the social, environmental impact of that purchase. Of course, we're looking at price, because that's what we did, and that's what's driving us. What I strive people to do, if we want to change the economy and the environment we live in, we have to take responsibility where our dollars go to and start questioning those. And it's not a perfect world. We're not going to go from all made in China one day to made in U.S. next. That's not going to happen. But it starts with just being aware. And the concerning things is most people are just not aware. One thing I like to say is that when you talk to people, we think our clothes come from the mall, our gas from the gas pump, and our food from the grocery store. We're buying all these products, but we never ask the question, what's the environmental and social impact of the purchase I just made? And if we will start asking those questions, we will have a better economy and better environment.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts today.